Now study the new concept, Ampere's circuital law. So earlier we have studied Biot-Savart's law that gives the relation between the current element and the magnetic field produced by that current element. By applying Biot-Savart's law, we have derived the expression for magnetic field due to a circular loop that we have derived at a point along this axis that we have derived. How we have derived? We have divided this circular loop into an infinitesimal current element and calculated the magnetic field due to the current element, and we have summed it up to calculate the total magnetic field due to the entire circular loop. Okay. Now let us consider, if I have an infinite conductor, it is a conductor of infinite length conductor. Now I have to calculate what is the magnetic field at this point due to this infinite conductor. Can we make use of this Biot-Savart's law here? That means I have to divide this current element to an infinite numbers, and I am going to calculate magnetic field due to one current element, and I am going to sum it up. It is a tedious process. In order to overcome this difficulty, Ampere has suggested one circuital law, and it is called Ampere circuital law. Now we have a discrepancy in using Biot-Savart's law, calculating the magnetic field in this case. Ampere has introduced a simple law called Ampere circuital law. Now consider a closed surface. I will consider a closed surface having a circular curve boundary. Now it is a curve, it is the boundary of that closed surface. Now this one is, we are having a closed surface like this. We have a surface. Now this is surface having an boundary C. Okay. Now assume that current is flowing in this through this surface. The direction of the current is like this. Current is flowing here. If I write, the current is flowing along this direction. Now this is the current. Now if I take a small element of this surface, consider a small element of this surface of length dl. dl is the length of the small element of this surface, and B is the magnetic field. B is the magnetic field produced in this case. Then Ampere says that the line integral we are representing like this, line integral of the magnetic field vector into length of the current element, line integral of magnetic field vector and the length of the current element is equal to, it should be always is equal to mu naught times, which is a constant, permeability of the medium. Okay, mu naught times the net current enclosed by this boundary of the surface. So Ampere circuital law says that the line integral of B dot dl over a closed surface is equal to mu naught times the total current or net current enclosed by that surface, enclosed by that closed surface. Now mathematically we can write like this. Now B is the magnetic field and dl is the length of the current element Now here, since the magnetic field is constant, here. Now this integral only holds good for this dl. Now integral of dl means it is boundary, total boundary of that chosen region ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತದೆ, is equal to mu naught into I. The interesting thing is current I. Now this is the current enclosed by that boundary. Current enclosed by that boundary. Sometimes it can be written as IE, that is enclosed current. Sometimes we can take it as IE, that is the current enclosed by the surface or the boundary of that assumed surface. So therefore, mathematically we can write B dot dl is equal to mu naught into I. Now what is the direction of this magnetic field? Now here the direction of the magnetic field once again is given by the right hand rule. Right hand rule ಇಂದ ನಾವು direction ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. Now if you curl the four fingers of your right hand with the thumb stretching, okay. Now these curled fingers gives the direction of the closed surface or the boundary. Closed surface na boundary na direction ಅನ್ನು ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ, then the extended thumb represents direction of the current flow. Now here, so current is in this direction. Now therefore the direction of the magnetic field is taken along this direction. Okay, that is magnetic field is in this curved surface. It is like this, and the current is along this direction. So magnetic field is always tangential. The direction is always tangential to that current element. ತಗೊಂಡ್ರ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಲೆಂತ್ ಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಟ್ಯಾಂಜೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಟ್ಯಾಂಜೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಎ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಸರ್ಕಲ್. ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಪಾತ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ. The magnetic field is either B is tangential. It is either tangential or the magnetic field is normal, tangential to the surface or normal to the surface, or the magnetic field vanishes. There are three possibilities. Either magnetic field is tangential to the curved surface or boundary, or it is normal to the boundary, or the magnetic field vanishes. Now here we are going to study the field is tangential. Now in this case, if the field is tangential in this diagram, now applying this Ampere circuit law, B dot dl is equal to, look here, the magnetic field is constant. Integral, since it is a dot product, it is B into dl cos theta. Okay, so since the field is tangential to the length of the current element, theta is equal to 0. It is tangential to the current length of the current element. Theta is 0. Therefore, the integral becomes only B into dl. So here the magnetic field is constant. Therefore, integral applies only to the length of the current element. Now dl is a small portion of that boundary. If you join all these small elements of the boundary, what we are going to get? We will get the total surface, or in simple, the total length of the loop. Here what we have chosen. Here we have chosen this loop. This is the boundary and we call it as a loop. Now integrating dl anta helidre, it is nothing but it gives the total length of this boundary or the loop. Now let me call it as L, where capital L is the total length of the loop, total length of the loop. Now this is left hand side, then right hand side is, therefore we get B into L is equal to mu naught into, better to write IE, current enclosed by that boundary. If it encloses the entire current, then IE becomes I. ಎರಡು ಸೇಮ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. Therefore it is L is equal to mu naught into. Now this is Ampere circuital law. Andre Ampere, a French physicist, he has given this idea in order to overcome the limitation of using Biot-Savart law that we have studied here in this case. Now, while applying Ampere circuital law, we are considering a closed surface with a boundary. Now this boundary we have taken is called loop. Since we are applying Ampere circuital law here, therefore this loop is now onwards called as Amperian loop. Now onwards we will call it as Amperian loop. Now this concept is similar to that of what you have studied in the first chapter, that is electrostatics. We have studied Coulomb's law. For a continuous charge distribution, we have got a limitation of using Coulomb's law. Therefore, we got one more law, that is Gauss law in electrostatics. By using Gauss law, we have studied, in there we are considering a surface, that surface we have called it as Gaussian surface, and applied Gauss law and calculated the expression for the electric field. In the same manner, in magnetism also, we are using this, considering this loop, and that for that loop we are going to apply Ampere circuital law, and hence that loop now is called as Amperian loop. Amperian loop. Now with this we will study one application of this Ampere circuital law. Now we are interested to find the magnetic field due to an infinite current carrying, infinite straight current carrying wire. So we have an application here. We will apply Ampere circuital law to calculate what is the expression for the magnetic field due to an infinite straight current carrying wire. For that one we will consider a wire. We have a wire having an infinite length. A wire of having an infinite length. Now in the wire we will assume current is flowing from bottom to the top direction. Bottom in the top direction ಗೆ current flow ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. The magnitude of the current is I ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವ. Now our aim is, let me take one point here, some point P, which is at a perpendicular distance, from the conductor or wire. Now let that distance we have taken as R. Now our aim is, we are going to calculate what is the magnetic field at this point P due to this infinite length wire. If you apply Biot-Savart law, it becomes a tedious process. That means we have to divide that infinite length wire into a small current, infinitesimal current elements, Calculate the magnetic field due to a single current element and make the summation of it. It is a tedious process. By using Ampere circuit law, it is a very simple process. Now, in order to find this magnetic field at this point, we consider a symmetric loop. In this case, the symmetric loop is a circular loop. Now, let me consider a circle here with radius r. R radius ಇರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. This is the circular loop. This is the circular loop of radius r. Therefore, this loop is called as Amperian loop. Amperian loop ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಕರಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. Amperian loop here it is a circular loop of radius r. Now we will apply Ampere circuit law. From the Ampere circuit law, we have B into L is equal to mu naught into IE. B is the magnitude of the magnetic field and L is the length of the Amperian loop. Capital L here we have written. Earlier it is DL, it is the length of the current element with an integration notation. So here we have taken B into capital L. Capital L is nothing but it is the total length of the Amperian loop. Mu naught into IE, that is the current enclosed by this Amperian loop. Okay. So magnetic field B into what is the length of the Amperian loop here? The length of the loop is nothing but it is the circumference of the circle. Circumference of the circle of radius r ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ that we know 2 pi r. Its value is 2 pi r. So here L is circumference of the circle here. It is the circumference of the circle since you have chosen a circular loop here. Circumference of circle is given by 2 pi r into mu naught, it is a constant permeability, and I current enclosed. Now here this Amperian loop, it encloses the entire current which is flowing in the wire. Or this is becomes I. Therefore, we want the magnetic field. The magnitude of the magnetic field is equal to simply mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. Mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. That is the magnitude of the magnetic field due to this an infinite length straight current carrying wire. Now, obviously, what is the direction of this magnetic field? Now, direction once again is given by the right hand rule. That is, if you hold the 4 fingers of the right hand, they encircle the conductor. The stretched thumb indicating the direction of the current flowing through that conductor. Here it is a wire. Then the encircled fingers of the right hand indicates the direction of the magnetic field. So look here the direction becomes, it looks like anti-clockwise direction here. Now it is anti-clockwise direction here, since we are getting like this. If you reverse the direction of the current, that means current is flowing from top to the bottom, then it becomes the opposite direction magnetic field. Now, by this relation, the magnetic field due to a straight conductor directly depends on the current and inversely proportional to the distance of the point from the conductor. Now we will study important results from this derivation. The first point, if you choose any point here in this circular loop, if you choose any point here, the magnetic field remains constant. So B is constant for a chosen value of the radius. Clear? This point. Now second point. Now what is the direction here? If you look at the direction, it is tangential. If I take a point here, then it is tangential. If I take a point here, it is tangential. If I take a point here, it is tangential. If I take a point here, it is tangential. Note all the points, the magnetic field is always tangential. Now these tangentials, they form concentric circles. They form a concentric circles, and therefore this imaginary loop, what you have taken, represents magnetic field lines. Similar to that of electric field lines. Now if the point, if assume that if the point is at this position, some point Q, then what is the Amperian loop? Now we have to take the Amperian loop like this. Now this loop itself represents the imaginary line, therefore it is also called as magnetic field lines. Therefore the imaginary lines around the current carrying conductor, which represents the magnetic field, is called are called as magnetic field lines. Now this is similar to the of electric field lines, but one care should be taken here. These magnetic field lines, they are forming a closed loop. Magnetic field lines form a closed loop, whereas in the case of electric field lines, they start from positive charge and end at negative charge. Now that is the major difference between the electric field lines and the magnetic field lines. That's the second point. And the third observation, here we have chosen an infinite length YL. Even though length is infinity, but what about the magnetic field? At a non-zero point, that means if the point is not taken on the conductor, if it is taken at somewhere, then the magnetic field is finite. B is finite. Even though the length is infinite, we are getting a finite amount of magnetic field. And the fourth one obviously gives the direction. It tells about the direction, as we have studied in the, as we have stated earlier, by using right hand rule. If you grasp the surface by the four fingers of your right hand with the thumb stretched, if the thumb indicates the direction of the current flow, then these encircled four fingers represents the direction of the magnetic field. And one more thing, in the second point, these form a concentric circles. So therefore, this Amperian loop is having cylindrical symmetry here. They form a cylindrical symmetry. Okay? These are the four results. Now, this Ampere circuital law is for Biot-Savart's law, extended form. This is in similar with Gauss law for Coulomb's law. One more thing, the Ampere circuital law and Biot-Savart's law both relate the same quantities. That is, the magnetic field and the current. Both result the same. They relate the same thing, magnetic field and the current. But Ampere circuital law and Gauss law. Here these two laws, they relate the two quantities. One is at the boundary, at the surface. Another one is inside of it. ಎರಡು ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಬೌಂಡ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಅದ್ರ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಅವರಿಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ರಿಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎರಡೂ ಲಾನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಗಾಸ್ ಲಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ರಿಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ? ಇಟ್ ರಿಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಬೌಂಡ್ರಿ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಈಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ಸೋರ್ಸ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಕ್ಯೂ. ಗಾಸ್ ಲಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ನಡುವೆ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಿಲ್ಡಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ. ಆಂಪಿಯರ್ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ the magnetic field and the current flowing through the wire anna relate ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳಿ. So little bit they are having similarities. Now this Ampere circuital law is applied in all cases by considering any Amperian loop. Amperian loop need not be circular in all ways. It should be of any shape. But it could not be applicable in the case of magnetic field due to a circular loop that we have studied. We have derived the expression magnetic field along the axial point and finally arrived at magnetic field at the center. At the center what we have obtained? Now B naught is equal to mu naught I divided by 2 R, that is capital R radius, that we have derived. For the derivation of this purpose, Ampere circuital law can never be used, because here we have the conductor, that is circular loop, and we are going to calculate what is the magnetic field at this point. In order to calculate the magnetic field at this point, what is the shape of the Amperian loop here? Now this Ampere circuital law fails here in order to find the magnetic field at the center. But in all other symmetric purposes, symmetric structures, we can easily work out magnetic field by using Ampere circuital law. Now we will work out one problem to get the idea of what is enclosed current. Okay. Now figure shows a long straight wire of a circular cross section, radius A, carrying a steady current I. The current I is uniformly distributed across this cross section. Calculate the magnetic field in the region R greater than A and R less than A. On the current carrying long wire anna kottidane, like this, having a circular cross section area, that is having a radius A. Now we have to calculate what is the magnetic field for an outside point and what is the magnetic field for an inside point. And one important thing is the current is uniformly distributed. Okay. Let me take the first case. First is the region R greater than A. Now let me choose some point here. Some point P anta kariva. Let me call it as P. Now which is at a distance R from the center of the wire. In order to find the magnetic field at this point, we have to imagine an Amperian loop. Now consider an Amperian loop. Now this is an Amperian loop. because we are going to apply Ampere circuital law. Now we have considered an Amperian loop of radius R as shown in the figure. Now we will work out what is the magnetic field at this point, outside point, distance R from the center. For that one we are going to apply Ampere circuital law. By Ampere circuital law, ACL, Ampere circuital law, we have B into L. B is the magnitude of the magnetic field and L is the total length of the Amperian loop, is equal to mu naught into I. Mu naught is the constant and I is the current enclosed by that Amperian loop. Now B, that we have to calculate. L, length of the circular loop. What is the length of the circular loop? As we have stated earlier, it is nothing but circumference of that circle. Now circumference formula we know already, it is 2 pi. Since the radius is a small r, it is 2 pi r. That is equal to mu naught, it is the permeability constant. And I, what is the current enclosed by that Amperian loop? Now here Amperian loop is outside here. Now it encloses the entire current I. ಆ ವೈರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯೋ ಅಷ್ಟನ್ನು ಎನ್ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತದೆ, ತನ್ನೊಳಗಡೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡದೆ ಹೇಳಿ. Therefore it becomes I. Therefore the magnitude of the magnetic field here is mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. This is the magnitude. Direction, obviously it is given by the right hand rule. Right hand rule ಅನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. The first case. Now come to the second case. For region R less than A. The meaning is very simple. Now we are considering a point Q, some point Q at a distance small r from the center, but it is inside the wire. Now this is the point Q. Okay. Now I have to write an Amperian loop for this one. Now this one Q, at point Q we are writing an Amperian loop. That loop is inside that yellow circle. Its radius is also, if you take it as R ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. Now we have to calculate what is the magnetic field at this point Q due to the current flowing in the wire. Once again we have to apply the Ampere circuital law. By Ampere circuital law, ACL anta bariyana. Once again it is B into L. B is the magnetic field that you have to find out. L is the length of the Amperian loop, is equal to mu naught into IE. B into, what is L once again? Obviously, since the loop is circular, it is the circumference of the circle, that is 2 pi r. Once again the same. Mu naught into I. Now here comes what is the current enclosed IE here. In the first case, this first larger Amperian loop encloses the entire current. But in the second case, it encloses only a smaller portion of the current, not encloses the entire current. ಎರಡನೇ ಲೂಪ್ ಇದನ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಎನ್ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು, ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು, ಬಟ್ ಆ ಎರಡೂ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಇಂದ ಹೊರಗಿದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಆಂಪೇರಿಯನ್ ಲೂಪ್. ಈ ಲೂಪ್ ನಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಿದೆ, ಅವನನ್ನು ಎನ್ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಲೂಪಿನ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯೋ ದಟ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ಡ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್. ಅದೆಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ದಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ವರ್ಕ್ಔಟ್. Since the current is uniformly distributed, The current density is constant in both the cases. ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಸಲ್ಲೂ current density constant ಇರ್ತದೆ. Therefore, the current density for the entire conductor is equal to the current density for the second loop. That is current density for the entire conductor of radius A ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, so it is the current density for the Amperian loop of radius R ಅಂತ represent ಮಾಡುವ current density same ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. That is current per unit area. Now here entire loop ಅಲ್ಲಿ it is the total current I. ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪೈ ಎ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್. ಇದು ಟೋಟಲ್ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟರ್ಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋದು. ಇದು ಈ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೂಪಿಗೆ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು, ಓಕೆ. ನಾವು ಹಿಯರ್ ದ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಐ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಐ ಇ, ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಎನ್ಕ್ಲೋಸ್. ಏರಿಯಾ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೂಪ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪೈ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್. ಓಕೆ. Now what is the expression for I? From this relation, what is the expression for IA? Note play, cross multiply ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ರಿ. Therefore, I is equal to I into R square by A square. Therefore, current enclosed is not the total current I, it is I into R square by A square ಆಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ. That we have to substitute here. Therefore, is equal to mu naught into I into R square by A square. Therefore, the expression for magnetic field here in this case is equal to, now 1R get cancels. Therefore, the remaining terms is mu naught I divided by 2 A square ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ ಇಂಟು ಆರ್. ಆರ್ ಒಂದು ಹೊರಗೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಮ್ಯೂ ನಾಟ್ ಐ, ಆರ್ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಆರ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ದಾನೆ, 2 ಪೈ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಎಸ್ 2 ಪೈ ಎ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್, 2 ಪೈ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್, 2 ಪೈ ಎ ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಇಂಟು ಆರ್ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ರೆಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಕ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ if the point is inside that conductor. Now, very interesting thing, look here. In the first case, B is inversely proportional to R. Now, here B is directly proportional to R. If you plot a graph for field versus distance, now this is the magnetic field. In this case, for this case, now distance R anna now graph plot madidre, from the center magnetic field is 0. As we move on to the surface of the conductor, the magnetic field goes on increases. Field enagtade linear agi increase agi hogtane. As and when it reaches the surface, then this term comes into picture. The field goes on decreases. Now this is at R is equal to A, that is the radius of the conductor. This is the relation between the magnetic field and the distance in the case of a conductor carrying a current. Now you got the idea of what is the current enclosed here. Now this Ampere circuit law, it holds good only in the case of steady current. It holds good only when the current is constant, it is steady. If the current is variable, then this law does not holds good. Okay? And one more thing, we have studied two concepts. Now one is, if we have a circular loop and we have obtained the expression for magnetic field along an axial point here, okay? Now that expression is B is equal to mu naught I R square divided by 2 into r square plus x square to the power of 3 by 2 that we have derived. And if the point is at the center, we have obtained V naught is equal to mu naught I divided by 2r. Now these derivations we have already done. This is for a circular loop. Circular current loop. In the same way, we have derived the expression for magnetic field due to an infinite long straight conductor or wire, infinite long straight conductor or wire. In that case also we have obtained the expression, that is the diagram is like this. We have a wire and we have considered the Amperian loop and derived that one. We have got this expression B is equal to mu naught I divided by 2 pi r. Mu naught I divided by 2 pi r that we have got. Now the direction in the both the cases is given by the right hand rule. We have told that one. Now here if you curl the four fingers enclosing the current carrying loop, then the extended thumb indicates the direction of the magnetic field. The curled four fingers represents the direction of the current. The extended thumb represents magnetic field. Now in this case here, if you grasp the current carrying infinite wire such that the thumb representing the direction of the current, then the encircled four fingers represents the direction of the magnetic field. So that means this right hand rule, in the case of right hand rule, now these set of fingers play an alternate role. Here these four fingers represents the direction of the current. The same four fingers in this case represents the direction of the magnetic field. Now here the thumb represents the direction of the magnetic field, whereas in this case the thumb represents the direction of the current. That means now these set of fingers can be interchanged depending on the nature of the conductor.